But I have the other ones available in there. But
So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
I need a bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Yo! I learned my lessons from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drink imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day?
Peter did you a favor, James. Magic face, ukulele.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like some of our drawstrings, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Woohoo! Yes, guys, it is Sunday. Whoo! This means another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their hopes and their dreams and their lives, but also their books and their campaigns, because I am done with mainstream, guys. Mainstream kind of sucks, and indie is where their passion is. So yes. All right, guys. Okay, I've been working on something. I've been working on a new campaign. So the current campaign for Perfect 10 issue 4 will be ending, I don't know when, this week. Because next weekend, next Saturday, we will be launching a brand new campaign for a special edition of the first Perfect 10 book. So the first Perfect 10 book will be released. It's a collaboration with Critical Blast. It will be a artist edition, so fully black and white line work, extra sketches with it, layouts, the script. You can see some anecdotes with the scripts. So it's 84 pages. It's very cool. So and that will get launched next Saturday. So I'll be working on that. And meanwhile, you can still get Perfect 10 issue 4 plus all the previous issues through the campaign that is linked in the description of this video, guys. Whew, all right. That was a very good intro. I'm very proud of myself. Jens, Richard, welcome. Jens, nice to see you in the chat. Sir, are you wearing the bunny ears today? Or not today? Alec Horowitz, welcome. Alec, how are you this weekend, this Sunday? Ryu Arts has his own YouTube channel. He does video game streams, so check that out, guys. Welcome, Ryu. And we have Gordon Goodbrother. Hello, Gordon Goodbrother. How are you this Sunday, sir? Nice to see you, man. And Mike is also here. Good day, Dave, and all on this North American holiday, extended weekend. Is it the holiday? What kind of holiday is it there? I hope your own has been very enjoyable. Looking forward to another drink. All right. Well, glad to see you in the chat that you could make it today, sir. And Kris Faction is in the chat. He's also in the green room because he's the guest for today. And Paulus Arts. Welcome, Paulus. Welcome. How are you? How's the art going, man? How's the art going? Their agony and their ecstasy. What are you referring to? What did I miss anything? What are you referring to, Gordon? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing awesome. I'm doing excellent. I'm having a good time because B.A. Turner is also in the chat. Welcome, B.A. Welcome. It's President's Day. President's Day on Monday. So what do you guys do on President's Day? What's that about? And Jens doesn't have his bunny ears today. I'm actually have a creator hat on. Oh, that's also cool. Just like yours and Ross Leach. Oh yeah, this is the creator hat. Yeah. This is true. All right, guys. All right, it's time for the guest. Because he has a wonderful book out, a comic book, a campaign on FundMyComic, and we're going to discuss that, and we're going to discuss some other things. So let's do this. Let's have a very warm welcome for Mr. Kris Faction.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dave.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Kris. How are you, man?
Doing good. I went to church this morning and then had lunch with a couple of buddies and came back home and hopped online with you.
Whoa! Oh, your Sundays go by fast. You have it completely filled up.
Yeah.
And can you tell me you're from the United States, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm from Waco, Texas. Born and raised. I spent some time in the Army, so kind of moved around a little bit there, and then ultimately when I got out, decided I was gonna come back home. No place like home, right?
Right, of course. So can you explain to me what President's Day is?
It is a reason that the government gives to have people take a day off work because government is lazy and they don't want to work. It's literally, it's supposed to the original concept was to celebrate George Washington's birthday.
All right.
But over time it morphed into President's Day, and now it's really like it's furniture sales.
Oh yeah. You have that also here.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't actually talk about the presidents and the country.
No, not really. Yeah. It's another reason for the banks to be closed, and
All right. So you have to stay home tomorrow. Right. So what are you drinking? I see you drinking something. So this.
Just water.
Water. All right,
yep.
Great. So we tackled that question. Excellent. All right. Okay, Kris. So for the people who don't know you, so you said you're from the United States, you're from Texas. So what can you tell us about your career, your creative career?
So I've been in music since I was about 15 years old.
Music?
Played in punk rock. Played in multiple bands.
Oh, that's cool.
There's you can. There's a couple of videos of me in the like early 2000s with some of my stuff that I did, and you can let's see, whatever streaming platform you use, you can look up 25 years of Waco punk rock, and it's a compilation that I put together of punk rock bands from Waco spanning from 1994 up to like 2019 or something like that.
So pardon my my ignorance, right? But Waco, is that a area, or is it the band, or what is it?
It's a city. Yeah.
It's a city.
It's a city in Texas. We're kind of halfway between Dallas and Austin. So the capital of Texas is Austin. Dallas is kind of the financial hub of the state, and we're kind of sandwiched. I'm about an hour and 40 minutes from each of those cities.
But you have this specific music scene going on within Waco.
Yeah. There was for a long time. Not so much anymore. Unfortunately, online life has really been a detriment to live music, and it kind of breaks my heart. It's
been a detriment to live music.
Yeah, well, when I was young, as a teenager, you're always looking for something to do, and being able to go to local concerts, see local bands, that was so much fun because you're not old enough to like go to a bar or anything like that. So, you're just trying to find something to do. Well, live music is a blast. And you go, and I remember my first local show I ever went to. I'm watching these guys play, and I'm like, I want to be up on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
And so, me and some friends got together, like, oh, you play this, or whatever. We're going to start a band. And when I was 16 or 17 years old, played my first show. My very first live event was at my church for a junior high girls lock-in.
What?
Yeah. So you get booked with what you get booked for, and so it was like
rock music, right?
Yeah.
It's a strange setting, strange combo.
It was a little different,
Yeah.
And here I am, like 16, 17 years old, and we're playing in front of a bunch of 7th and 8th grade girls, so it's like you're like, okay, so this is our first show. I mean, if you're gonna play a first show and mess up, that's definitely the crowd to do it to, because they're not gonna notice.
Sure. You have to start somewhere, right?
Right.
So what kind of instrument do you play?
I play bass.
All right, bass player.
Yep. And
excellent.
But yeah, I spent a lot of time in the music scene. I've been a tour manager. As a matter of fact, the trailer for my book, the music that goes along with it, is one of the bands that I toured with back in 2009. And so, they're pretty well connected to the universe that I'm building with this comic book.
Okay. So the comic book is kind of connected to your music.
Well, I take a lot of influence from people that I've known over my life.
Yeah.
And being in the music scene, you meet a lot of eccentric characters.
Sure.
And I was like, man, I love these guys to death. I think that they might actually fit within this world that I'm building, and so when you get the book, when you get to the last page of the book, there's a big reveal, and if you check out the band, the Order of the Fly, they're the band that's on the trailer. then once you get to that last page, you'll kind of make the correlation. You'll be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Yeah.
The band's called The Fly?
The Order of the Fly.
The Order of the Fly. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what's in the chat. Gordon Goodbrother says combined Lincoln and Washington's birthdays. Oh, all right. Jens says in Denmark we have King's Running Day because the king is running marathon, like a marathon, and is Danish Navy SEAL. So everyone is running that day in his honor. Oh, that's cool. Punk, hey, let's see. From my earlier days, which bands were from Texas? Lower Class Brats?
Yeah, Lower Class Brats. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like any of the more popular punk rock bands. See, like I stuck to a local scene, you know, and so I don't really remember any of the. Man, who was it? Millions of Dead Cops, I think. MDC.
Millions of Dead Cops. That's the name of.
Yeah. From
right.
from like the mid '80s, I think. You know, mid to late '80s.
Yeah, thinking of the band name. That's what. So the band that you were in, what was the name?
The first band I was in was called Cork 74, and then I was in a band called The Faction, and then my most previous band was After the Fact.
Right, After the Fact.
Yeah,
Faction, but Faction State. That's now kind of your brand.
The Faction name has I've been using it since I was like 20 years old, and so you know it's just kind of stuck or whatever. And yep.
Mike says Waco is a city that
yes.
FBI is notorious for from 30 plus years ago.
Yes, the FBI. It was initiated by the ATF and exacerbated by the FBI. The David Koresh compound, Branch Davidian situation that was here. I think I was like 11 or 12 when that happened. Saw the smoke from my house. I remember seeing my mom pumping gas and looking out the window, and there were the tanks rolling down the highway. Well, they were on trucks, but the tanks on the highway headed out to the compound where they caught it on fire and burned a bunch of people alive.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Something that we're still pretty sour about.
Right. Well. A lot of people within the chat will probably know what this is, this famous event. Let me see if I missed something, guys. Alex says, reminds me of when I volunteered to run the local anime club. Basically me and a couple tween girls watching anime doing crafts. You lucky bastard.
That's an easy day.
Yeah.
It's got to be an easy day. You know, you probably want some headphones. I know that you know, tween girls are. I have an 18-year-old daughter. I totally know. She's actually closer to you right now than she is to me. She's in Prague.
Oh, really? What you doing there?
She is. Her mom lives in Germany. And so she was there visiting her mom, and her and some of her friends decided to spend the weekend in Prague. So,
all right, cool.
She's just doing the tourist stuff.
Yeah, and this is correct, Gordon. Dave's American History Sunday. I learn every week, man. Every week. Right. So you were talking about your creative route towards making comics, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you know, like. Music is creative, but in a different sense. And writing songs is a form of storytelling, but it is drastically different from, say, writing a comic book or a novel. But the ideas are the same, where you're trying to get a message across. Whatever that message is, whatever you're trying to convey to the person listening or the person reading. and I started to kind of develop this idea for this book 20 some odd years ago.
Oh, okay.
But it was, it's morphed a lot over the years.
Sure.
And,
Yeah. Mhm.
and honestly, like when I saw the indie comic scene, which wasn't that long ago, like I saw, I had been following Eric July for a long time. He lives just a couple hours north of me, and he and I both do stuff for the Libertarian Party here in Texas. So we've crossed paths, a lot doing events and stuff. And then when I saw that he was making a book, and I dove into the indie sphere or whatever, and I discovered people like yourself and Mark Polton and others, I was like, well, wait a minute, I have a story.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I not making a book? Like, what's my excuse?
Sure.
And so I just started to put pen to paper and came up with a story. I reached out to a few people and was like, hey, give them a little sample or whatever, like 8 pages, or something like that. And was like, hey, just let me know if I'm on the right track. Like, give me some criticism, and everything. And, and then tweaked it, wrote a full script. And then I talked to Mark Polton about being my editor.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really excited to do it. And so let me let you read this script and you tell me what changes need to be made. Let me know how to do this. Like, I told him straight out, I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
No, but you had the core concept, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is just my theory, right? But you said that you had the concept like 20 years ago, and so from that comes this book. That's a different process than someone who decides I want to make a comic book, and then they have to think of this concept. So my theory is that what you created back then, it still sticks with you, and it's probably a strong concept.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it definitely, this is issue number 1. And there is the story. It's so expansive that, I mean, this is just the beginning.
Right.
I mean, for sure.
By the way, circling back, did you knew Eric July, or you met him sometimes? Was that also through the musical scene?
Actually, no. It's just been through the political sphere.
Right.
Like we have talked music on, but like more like in passing. The events that I've seen him at have been Libertarian Party, like political events, like the state convention and things like that. He's really involved with what's called the Mises Caucus, which is the whole. They're the ones running the Libertarian political party here right now. Right. And so yeah, and it's always been interesting because here we are at these political events, and if I get a chance to talk to him, which usually is the case, me and him would just talk about comics and music. Yeah,
talking politics nowadays is completely different, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's still fun for you. You were politically engaged, but nowadays it's a different landscape, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I'm politically engaged locally, and I would say in 2020 I was very politically engaged, maybe a little too engaged.
Too fanatical.
Well, I got banned for life on Facebook.
Ban on Facebook.
So there was that. I had the
Well, you-
FBI show up to my job.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep. So
What kind of terrible stuff did you post, man?
it wasn't what I was posting. It was what I was doing. I was when all that rioting stuff was going on, I was out there helping protect businesses and private property, and I was armed and with a group of people, and the powers that be didn't like that too much. And my Facebook following was rather large at the time. And Facebook banned myself. And I think it was like 200 accounts that they banned on that same day. And they released a statement saying that myself and others were, how do they put it? Dangerous extremists or something like that, just because we didn't want to see our neighborhoods burn.
Yeah, because you didn't burn houses down.
Right.
That made you dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, these are crazy times, man. Crazy times.
They are.
So you've distanced yourself a little bit from that, or
it's things have calmed down since then, and honestly, I kind of look at it as making a book sends a message further than standing on a street corner.
Right.
Sure, there could come a time when standing on a street corner does send a message around the world. But I think putting out good stories that at their core have value to them.
Okay.
That's ageless.
So you're referring to the comic you're making right now, the Nano-13. So this has this message in it. You have this goal or something with it.
I think it's just kind of like this universal, because the story is the human population is enslaved by these aliens called the Zerus, and it's complete control. They have no autonomy. It's very, very dystopian and everything. But out of that, there's resistance, and it's even when you're looking, like, people use the term black pilled and white pilled and red pilled and all that. But even when things are at their darkest, or when you think that there's no hope or whatever, I think this story is, like, yeah, these aliens control the whole world, but freedom is still worth fighting for, in whatever way. And I think that's kind of the foundational message in the book. It's an action book about freedom fighters fighting aliens, but yeah, at its core is don't give up hope. The fight is always worth it.
Was this was based on the events from a few years back, or influenced by it?
It's been,
or is it just a coincidence that it happened this way?
I would say it is more of a coincidence. Like, having developed the story in my head for so long, I did kind of know where it was going to go. But then when I started seeing correlations with what was going on in the world today, I was like, oh, well, okay, well, this fits, I guess.
Yeah.
It seemed to work out.
Well, these are universal themes. So, I think many people can relate to the sentiment behind it, to these messages. Gordon said, I love a long-stewing concept, to be honest. And Jens Richard says, I'm curious about the poster art in the background. I think we will see that in a few minutes. And Gordon says, no one-offs, please. So
yes.
Is this a one-off?
This is not a one-off. I plan, so I have 6 issues written so far.
Wow.
And my plan, please back my book so that I can go forward with this plan, is after issue 3, the story gets much larger, and we branch off into 3 more titles.
Wow.
And for everybody that's watching right now, I think I've told Dave this before on our show. Once we get there and I have the capital to be able to do it, I want to hire Dave to write one of those titles.
Woo! Yes. Awesome. All right. Let us watch the trailer. See what you made. Let me know. Haha, cool.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
great.
That was good stuff. He's kind of around our scene. If you ever need a trailer made, talk to Good Stuff. He does a good one. I know. You know, Dave.
I know. Yes, Good Stuff does good stuff.
He does. He really
And
does.
the music was from a track that was made. It wasn't specifically made for this trailer, but they had it, right?
Correct. That is from their newest album, Desolation Park.
Oh, great.
And it just released a few months ago, actually.
Cool. Desolation Park. All
Yeah.
right. We need to find that. Kris Fisk. Welcome, Kris Fisk. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, you're right. Good Stuff rocks.
Indeed he does. Good Stuff is working now on the trailer for the Perfect 10 Artist Edition.
Yes.
Mike says, I like Sunday matinee trailer time. These are the only new trailers I bother watching.
Fair enough.
Whoa, deleted comment?
Uh-oh.
What comment is deleted? I did nothing, guys, so I don't know if there's something deleted.
No, maybe the YouTube overlords snuck in there.
Yeah, you never know.
Right?
If you say something naughty. Right. That looked awesome. And the art, I learned, was made by Ron Musicki.
Yes. Ron did the art, and Jay Brown did the colors, and Ron is also doing the lettering.
Oh, great! I was so happy for Ron. I wanted Ron to get work, and I couldn't offer him anything because I had no projects, right?
Right.
So I was really happy that he could do your thing here, be part of your creative team for Nano-13.
Oh yeah.
So did you ask him to do some test pages, or did you just hire him based on the art that he posted?
I had seen his work on Sector 7.
Oh yeah.
And that's what got me interested. Yes, Kris Fisk, it is Romo art. I think it's like Romo 2 art. I can't remember.
Yeah, Romo.
But yeah, I had seen his work on Sector 7, and I was like, oh, that's the style I'm looking for. Like I really, really like that style. And then, you know, once we got everything settled and he agreed to do it, the first thing he did was just kind of a promo, you know, show me what he could do, you know, type page or whatever, just a pinup, really.
Sure.
And I was like, this is fantastic. Like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And then from there, like, I mean, he dove into the story and the world, and I think our relationship, you know, like writer and artist relationship, is really good because I like the Romita Senior approach of the artist is the final storyteller. You know, and like I give him a script, and this is one thing that my editor Mark Poulton was. There were so many notes in there of, you need to give more detail. You need to give more detail, or whatever. But because Ron and I, you know, speak often enough, and he really kind of got an understanding of the world that they're in, I can be less descriptive on certain things,
Sure.
and let him have the freedom to flesh everything out, you know, because I'm not an artist, you know, and
Yes.
and I think, you know, allowing an artist to just go crazy with their craft, you know, you're going to get the best product.
I think most artists would prefer this over like getting a script from Alan Moore.
Right. where you got to count the bricks.
Yeah. Holy shit. By the way, you now have 18 backers, and we had. I saw this question. Wait. I saw this question from Jens. I thought Jens, was that the deleted one?
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Jens, but Jens asked something about how you managed to get almost 1,000K right now.
Although I did get some criticism on doing this, I did a soft launch. The campaign started at 9 a.m. on Friday. I didn't announce that it was going to be starting at 9 a.m. I did announce that it was going to start on Friday. And the reason that I did that was I wanted to give my close friends and family, especially those that helped me make this project happen, I wanted to give them a kind of a first chance, you know? And then once people realize, like, oh, this is live, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and back it. And then we talked about it a little bit on the Friday nights, the show that I co-host on Fridays. And last night I was on Left Eye with Ego and doing some promotion there. And yeah, I think it comes down to people see it, they think it looks like a cool book, you know, and it is. It's a really cool book.
By the way, guys, the link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. Go check it out. If you back, let us know. Put it in the chat so we can have a little Breaking Bad moment here.
Yes.
Maybe we can reach 1,000. Let's reach 1,000.
That'd be awesome.
During this stream, guys. Let's make it happen.
That would be awesome.
Right. So tell us about Nano-13, about the concept. What is the? So it's a science fiction.
Yes. Yeah.
You talked a little bit about it. It's a science fiction. So.
Yep. So the premise is 3,000 years ago. So like think Bronze Age. These aliens invade and they enslave mankind. So we get up to modern times, they've completely subjugated humanity, and we'll say 95% of the human race are slaves to them, and they're this very dystopian. They're an insectoid type race, but they're super into like eugenics and genetic manipulation.
Right.
You know, they're evil. You know, I keep telling people, I'm like, man, we need villains in comic books. Their motivation should just be they're evil. Right?
Yeah.
You know, and so these characters, Nano-13, which the story mostly focuses on the main group of 4, but there are 13 of them. You're only going to see 11 in the first few books because
13. You have 13 characters.
13 characters total. Yeah.
Main characters. Why 13?
So it's actually every one of the characters is well, I say everyone. The majority of them are based off of people I know, people that I grew up with, played music with, you know, and it just it just turned out to be 13 like that.
All right.
You know, but
that's not easy for a comic book to juggle like 13 characters, especially for your first book.
Well, and like I said, with this book, it really focuses on the team of 4.
Sure. Yeah.
You're gonna get tidbits of the other teams, but eventually they're gonna get their own books. You know, I got to get there. You know, but so yeah, like it's kind of a mystery on how they got their powers. You're gonna get little pieces of information, but kind of what I've been saying is you remember before they revealed Wolverine's past, how you would just get these glimpses, and we were trying to put together a picture of like, well, you know, who is Wolverine? What was his past? You know, and that's the approach I take with these characters. The whole idea is to keep the readers asking questions. You know, I want at the end of every single issue, I want them to say, well, I want to know about this, this, and this. And then I'm going to keep answering those questions piece by piece, you know, because I want you to, I can tell you this, there will never be a point where you get a linear story about their origin. You're going to have to read it, and you're going to have to put the puzzle pieces together in order to figure it out. And, you know, I like to keep the reader guessing.
Sure. If you can keep this
right
going, right, for as long as you can. Okay, nice. Looks great. So here you see one of these guys. They were called the
Zerus. So that character, the alien character there, he's called Screamer Vost.
He screams his helmet off.
Yes. And the Screamer is a type of Zerus. They're like a military, kind of like a machine gunner would be in the military. And since one of the characters, not the character we're looking at here, but one of the characters, his powers have to do with his hearing. Going up against something that screams, you know, is going to be a challenge.
So these main characters, they all have like superpowers?
Yeah. So through they have nanotech superpowers. So through torture and experimentation, they gain these powers, and it gives each one of them like an individual power. You know, like the guy we're looking at right here, Crixus. He obviously his eyes have something to do with his power. He can see in multiple light spectrums. He can zoom in and out with his vision, and you know, like any good story, he's going to level up over time. All these characters are going to level up over time, and then they also have like a baseline, like, you know, enhanced healing and agility and things like that. You know, that just kind of go along with it.
Sure. Gordon said, "What's wrong with a soft launch?" Well, it's not necessarily wrong, but you do want to try to get that boost, that first launch boost, right? So people can see the campaign is doing well, people start backing. Part of the hype, build hype right around the launch.
Right. I am taking the route of a freight train.
Yeah.
It starts a little slow, but once I get going, you better get out of the way.
Yeah. That works. Galleries have pre-shows, concerts, pre-sales, etc. People want to cry about any iota of exclusivity, I guess.
Yeah.
Iota is a fun word.
It is a fun word.
I was contemplating of calling this character that we have that can become really small, like Ant-Man, that name, but it didn't really work. Anyway, so
I can see
cool
that.
art, looks nice. Here we have this villain.
The guy up on the platform there, that's the breeder. He is in charge of essentially guiding the genetics of the slave population. He makes sure that humans are bred for the job that they're going to be placed in. And then this character that you see facing off with him, these two characters have a past that, you're just going to have to get me funded so I can keep writing these and you can find out that past. But she hates him a lot.
She has a nice sword here. Has armor. What is her specialty? She's a sword fighter. That's her specialty.
Yeah. So in this world, like I said, these villains are very evil. And in this world, they do not allow ethnicities to cross lines. They are in charge of the breeding of humans for the purposes of slave labor, and they're eugenicists. They have a supremacy complex, and this character here, she is actually from Japan, but the story takes place in Europe. So, the question is in this dystopian world, how does someone from Japan make it to Europe whenever the aliens don't allow any of that? So, and that's one of the questions that I want the readers to think about. When you see that, I'm like, wait a minute, how did this person get here? Because there's a backstory there.
Right. Is this thing floating, or is this?
I think it's actually like. You know what? I don't know. I would have to go back and look. I want to say that it is, because this is inside of his laboratory. So, he's kind of he's the god of his realm.
Right, but they have this technology that can facilitate that, right? They can create it.
Yeah.
Gordon says there's a shrinking character, Iota, in the original milestone. That was probably the reason why I didn't use it. Yeah, it's very difficult sometimes to find good names, man. Everything is used. All right, the age of the tactical hero has arrived. So you have a few pages, but they're fully colored. You can see the artwork. There's a nice double-page spread. Also, so how many pages is this book?
42 pages of story.
Oh, nice. 42 pages. So for $20, you can get the 42 pages book. That's nice. And you ship worldwide?
Yes. Okay. Critical Blast is going to be taking care of our fulfillment, and they are awesome.
Yeah, that's right. Add you for $100, you get a retail pack, 6 books, the price of 5. All right,
that's right.
Cool. That is cool. Or if you have friends and you want to give your friends some books, you have 5 friends. Some people have 5 friends, so you can buy this pack. That's a good length comic book, says Alec. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
That's a good length. That's indeed. And you said you have about, what did you say? You had 6 issues right now, like scripted, or?
Yes, yeah, I have 6 scripts written, and I'm I'd say about a third through the 7th.
Nice. All right. 18 backers. I wish I had 5 friends. Welcome, Jim. Me
Jim,
too,
I'll be
man.
your friend.
Yeah, we'll be your friends, Jim.
Especially if you buy that retail pack.
Maybe you can buy the retail pack and then give it to people, and you'll have 5 friends.
Exactly. That's a good way to make friends.
Yeah, it looks nice, man. Yeah, this art, I kind of like this style, you know, with the hatching, and then it's very 90s. People know that I'm a sucker for the 90s art.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well,
very
and
much
that was
influenced in it.
I know Romo is a big Jim Lee fan.
Yeah, it shows.
And so yeah, you can definitely see that. And Jay Brown on his colors, like when he and I were talking about, you know, the color schemes and everything, he was like, "Do you want me to do like a 90s sci-fi look?" And I was like, "Yeah, you hit it right on the head. Like that's what we're going for."
Buying friends works, at least for a little while.
Exactly.
Are 500 too many to handle? No, I have too many. I wish I could cut it back to 5. Oh, well. All right. Well, it looks nice. Is there something else we need to know about this campaign before we close it off?
I mean, it's really, you know, it's a straightforward campaign. You know, I just have the book. We did have some original art.
Yeah, it sold out. That's awesome.
It sold. It was actually the very first thing that sold. I was very surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, it's a cut and dry campaign. I do have plans for stretch goals. It's just I'm not ready to announce that yet because I'm still kind of working on the logistics of getting the product made.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just a kind of straightforward campaign. I'm a first-time creator, so I understand doing the grind, starting from the bottom and clawing my way to the top. You know,
Right.
and I want to give people, you know, a book, and you can check it out. And I guarantee, if you're into sci-fi, you're gonna read this book, you're gonna get to that last page, and you're gonna go, "Yeah, I'm getting issue number 2." I mean, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything like that. You know, one of the things, you know, my colorist Jay Brown, you know, he worked on G.I. Joe for years, and he gave me, I think, one of the best compliments ever. He was like, I love this book because of all the action. When the guy that colored G.I. Joe says he likes your book for the action, you know you're doing the right thing. And Mark Polton.
That's his jam. So how many pages do you still need to do? So how far into production are you?
There's only about 20 pages left to letter. Everything else is done.
Yeah. Really? It's completely colored, everything?
Completely colored and everything. Yep.
Wow.
That was my challenge to myself was make the personal investment to get the book done, and try and be as close to complete as I could be when when I launched the campaign, because what my ultimate goal for this campaign is for when the campaign ends on April 18th, the book is either printed or at the printer, and hopefully it's in the hands of Critical Blast that following week, and fulfillment can begin, because I want to prove to myself that I can do things in a timely manner and and back up my promises on that.
Right. Yes. Kris says, nice. I love it when someone launches a campaign with a book either completed or mostly completed shorter wait times after backing. It's true. Absolutely true. So what were your biggest lessons while you made a comic book and built this campaign? For instance, the production of the comic book. This is your first comic book, so were there things that were more difficult than you thought, or more easy?
I would say, well, one, when you're paying to have a comic book made, and you're a first-time creator, don't buy a house in the middle of paying.
That's good timing, man. Holy shit.
I bought a house back in July, and that that changed my whole financial dynamic.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh boy, here we go. But just I was in the military, and I learned to roll with the
notes.
punches.
Jordan is taking notes. Don't buy a house. Okay.
I'm a roll with the punches guy. Like there have been challenges. Ron ended up having a neck injury that caused him, he couldn't draw for 3 weeks. He couldn't hold a pen. And so that was really tough on him, and he was really worried, and I was like, dude, you're gonna make it, like you're gonna be good. And then the week of my daughter's birthday, I was a victim of identity theft, and my bank account got cleaned out and locked down. And it took it was crazy. And so, here I am, like I have, like, I keep my promises. If I tell you I'm going to pay you, I'm going to pay you, but I'm having to like explain, like, hey man, I got, like, my identity was stolen. I'm going to make sure that, you're taken care of, but I got to get this fixed. And it took a little while, but I got it fixed, and I did get the money back that was stolen from me and everything, which was nice. But, just
holy shit.
Yeah. Just realizing that there are going to be challenges. You just got to roll with it. And whenever those things come, like, you just hop on it, and like, don't procrastinate, just get on it and take care of it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Because you're going to figure it out. You may not end up with the outcome that you wanted, but you will get past whatever that challenge is, and you'll keep going.
Excellent. Okay, stop the screen. All right, Kris, thank you so much for being my guest today and for showing us your book. I hope you get a lot more backers, but you still have 60 days to go. So you're 65% funded, so it'll work out. Just keep sharing. So guys, share out this campaign. Share it on your social media. Talk about this campaign. Let's help Kris get 1,000 USD. So that will be awesome.
That would be awesome. And guys, remember, if this is successful, I'm going to hire Dave to write a story. And you guys want Dave to write a story.
Yeah, me too.
Exactly.
All right, Kris. Thanks again, sir. And special thanks to the chat for everyone who showed up today to watch us. Thank you all so much, because without you, there's no point. So thank you. If you like this conversation, give this stream a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I will be back next weekend with another show, so new guest. Same time, same channel. Hope to see you guys then. Thanks again. Bye, guys.